Although they are the second indigenous tribe to Wisconsin, there were no permanent Winnebago villages in Madison after 1832. To rectify the situation, they say they were given a parcel of land on the shores of Lake Monona after the turn of the 19th century. This land was reserved for the exclusive use of the Winnebago tribe. Ralph Mann is 70 years old, and he remembers some of the time spent in that area during his youth. Tell me a little bit about the makeup of the warrior clan. You're all family.
The warrior clan goes way back. And my clan, see, when I was young, we had a lot of older men sitting in with us. Then the only time the teaching we have is when they have our feast in the winter, in the spring, midsummer, and the fall. You have to sit in and learn these things. They won't write them for you. They won't put them on because that's our innocence. Of course, they didn't have those when I was a kid. When I was young, they didn't have those. So today, and I had a tape recorder, and I asked the last one I was living, he died here a few years back. I asked him if he would kindly put it down. I had one of those big tape recorders. You know, I couldn't get him to do it.
Is it then your responsibility to teach the younger members of your clan?
It's supposed to be, but nobody comes.
What do you mean?
And when they do come, they don't listen anyway. You have to be right there to listen. I'm sorry, maybe I didn't do enough of that. So what a little I have, maybe I lost half of what was supposed to be. But it's kept coming down anyway from way back. I got the history from the beginning of the world. There's those things where you could, one song you can sing all day. And that kept cutting it down because they kept losing it. So now we have just a few left that we have, what little left we got now.
So it sounds like you have history classes for the young people? Is that?
Yeah, we used to have years ago, but they don't understand our language, so we don't have them anymore either.
Is that important to Indian culture that you?
Oh yes, it was at one time, but now it is not. It don't sound like it's important to them. To us, important. It's important to us,
Why?
but not to them.
Why?
Because they don't believe it.
Why is it important to you, though?
I like to carry it through. Like Winnebago is the first standing tribe that came to this dear Mother Earth. From above, God made man, woman, and made a Winnebago. That's my history. And all the other tribes came out of Winnebago tribe. So if we lose our tribe, we have nothing left. They always told us that we would lose our own language. Is that you lose this would be the Western Hemisphere. We lose the whole thing. It won't be here anymore.
And it's your job to make sure that they.
That's part of my job, but I don't know who I can get to work on. They can't talk. My language, they can't talk it. They can't bring it back. I don't know how they're going to bring it back. Because that was the teaching. When I was 9 years old, I couldn't speak a word of English. I was all Indian.
That's different today. A 9-year-old today doesn't speak.
9-year-old today don't understand Indian. They bring them up that way.
You told me earlier about a Governor Zimmerman who established a camp community outside of Madison for a group of Indians. Is that correct? Tell us a little bit more about that.
This one Indian that told me this story was a distant relative, grandfather of mine. And he was in that. He was very young. When I saw him, he was very old. And he told me when they moved from Black River, they came through I don't know how many nights. They didn't tell every place they stopped, but they stopped at Wisconsin Dells, which now is the Lower Dells. The Indians were living there. It must have been in the spring of the year because they were fishing. They said they used to bring, he was watching them bringing sturgeons back. He said, they bring the sturgeons back. It said some of them over 6 foot long, they'd be dragging them on the ground, you know. And they stayed overnight there with them. And they had relatives that they visit there. Then they come down through Baraboo. And they could see on top of the hill. They didn't bury him. Chief Yellow Thunder died just before they got there. And they put him just the way he wanted it.
In your opinion, what do you consider the contribution made by Winnebago Indians to Wisconsin as a whole?
Well, contribution was trying to make survival for people that they never saw before. They came to this country and they needed help. And I think that's where the first helping hand came from. They shared what they had with them. They had corn, they dried and preserved it. And all the vegetables they had, they dried and preserved it. And any kind of a fruit they had, they dried it and preserved it so they can have it in the midwinter. So they shared with them what they had. And a man, they shared alike, you know. And then the men folks, they took them out on a hunting trip for their meat. They go hunt bear one day, they go hunt deer one other day. When they have a lot, they bring it home and they cut it and they share alike.
How do Winnebago Indians respond to treaties?
They get to read them in a book. Treaties. Right of the American Indian. I would like to bring that up someday, but it doesn't, I don't think it does any good anymore. Your hunting rights, you know, it's written, but Indian can't claim it because he doesn't have nothing to show that he made the treaty. White man made it, and he can change it any day because Indian has nothing to fight back with. He don't have no copy of the treaty. He don't have nothing. He's lucky he have himself, I guess.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mann. We are out of time.